blessed afternoon. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today is Sunday. Today is a good day, you know. Um, so I know I suppose I had did this topic maybe like 2 days ago. The reason why I didn't do this topic because, personal reasons. I just was having a little fun to myself. But I said, let me get up and do this topic right now. This is a topic that most of the majority of the world have suffered with or went through a similar situation or went through this situation. I know that in the community that I come from, in the place that I come from, a lot of people will suffer with not having a dinner table in their household. So they had to choose to sit on the floor or to sit on the couch. But sometimes it was so many of us, we didn't have seats for the couch, so we had to sit on the floor. And I want to give a little story about basically not having a dinner table in your house and what a dinner table represent. And a dinner table is really, really important to have in a household because it brings the family together. It brings it just gives a sense of togetherness, a sense of love, a sense of care, and having a dinner table. And also on the flip side of that, what also is good is that we can all sit on the floor together, right? And we can share stories, we can crack jokes on each other, and we sit on the floor, we eating, and looking at each other eating and enjoy food. And that also brings a good vibe to the families. So let's listen to a little jazz music before we get into this topic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, y'all. Good evening. How you doing? Good evening. Glad that you're here with me. Glad you're here with me. Whoever's watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much that you tuning in to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This is going to be really, really adult content. And hopefully y'all all can relate to this content. How you doing? How you doing? What's up, y'all? How you doing? What's up from California? How you doing, man? I'm glad that you in the building with me and that you watching some dope videos and dope content. That's how I'm giving it up to y'all. What's up, Rick? How you doing? Hold on, man. I'm not gonna sing, but what I am gonna do is drop something that's really good for you and your family and your loved ones. Something that you can vibe to, something that you can think about. Maybe you went through it, maybe you didn't go through it. So I'm gonna put this music on pause and we're gonna get into this topic right here. Yes. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it that you guys are here. And this is really, really important, this topic, is because I think that a lot of people, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much that you like the hat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Griffin. Thank you so much. Miguel, thank you so much. Rick, thank you so much. Rick, thank you so much. Yes, Griffin, thank you so much. I appreciate that you guys are here with me on this Sunday, and that you're listening to some really good content and some really good videos for you. So let me tell you something. Like, when I grew up, and I don't know your stories, I grew up where that there wasn't a lot of bowls in the house. There wasn't a lot of cups. There wasn't a lot of bowls, right? And there wasn't a lot of spoons and forks. There were so many of us, right? And we used to eat cereal. So, some people, there wasn't a lot of bowls and spoons and forks. Right? There were so many of us. I come from a very, very big family. I have a lot of cousins, have siblings, and there was just a lot of us, right? And this was during a time where that a lot, it was just struggle. It was a lot of struggle going, coming up. Government cheese and, getting government cheese and powder milk and stuff like that. I grew up off that. Free lunch, I grew up off that. But it's not just me growing up off that, basically. No, it made me, don't feel sorry, Griffin, because that made me the man that I am today. Without them struggles, I would not be here today. And those struggles made me a better man, and it made me a go-getter. And it made a lot of other people that I know go-getters of struggling, because it pushed you to another level, another direction in life, basically, right? But one particular thing that stood out against me, right? Yes, thank you, Miguel. Same here. Yeah. Miguel said, same here. Them was the blessings. You right, it was the blessings. Those right there's the blessings. When you don't grow with a lot of with a silver spoon in your mouth, and you struggling just to make ends meet. Your parents are struggling. This was during like the 80s and 90s, and there was a lot of struggle for. I'm not just going to say a lot of indigenous people, and I'm just going to say Spanish people. There's a lot of struggle going on. A lot. This was during a time where they had SNAP benefits, but it was called food stamps. It was food stamps. It was books of food stamps, right? So, I grew up of that. I grew up in that era. Was a lot of graffiti going on in the train in New York City. So it was like a little, it was difficult, very, very difficult, hard. But what stood out amongst everything of me going through the struggle is not having a dinner table, right, in my household. Not having a dinner table in my household. And not having a dinner table in my household back then was really, really important for me, because I knew not having one would bring my family together. If we had a dinner table, it was so many of us. How you gonna have a dinner table? You're gonna have to keep getting up. It was so many. It was so many of us packed in one house. We used to go over to my aunt's house, anybody's house, and we used to just love on each other. We used to love on each other. Even though we didn't have a dinner table, we used to love on each other. But the dinner table in some households are very, very important. I know and understand that. And I didn't know that back then. I was thinking that having a dinner table is really, really important. You're supposed to have a dinner table in your house. That makes you a family. Back then, and I was always wondering to myself, why we don't have a dinner table? Not knowing that it was so many of us. What we gonna have? We gotta have like some type of dinner table that's really long, and I got around maybe like 20 chairs, just alone, 20 chairs, because, we used to pull up in different family house just for looking for food, just for looking for, to eat something. Pull up in family house, people used to gather up, and we didn't have a dinner table, but we all knew that it was really, really important, right, as family. You see, the dinner table doesn't make you, just to have a dinner table in your house doesn't make you family. What makes you family is the love towards one another. And the concept with a dinner table is that if you don't have a dinner table, you're not a family. You understand what I'm saying? But us going through this struggle, it was so many of us, and us sitting down on the floor and eating our bowl of cereal or just eating dinner, we still was together. We would fold, fold your legs like you was doing what is, I forgot, I don't know. It's that religious, I think it's righteous. It's like a blessing. And we would fold our legs, we would eat our bowl. Sometimes we didn't have a lot of bowls, so we would share the bowl, share the spoon. It was so many of us, you didn't have 20 spoons in your house, 20 forks in your house. You only had enough forks maybe for you and, your immediate family. But we was all family, and basically the doors was always open, was never closed upon you. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you would pull up and it would be enough spoons just for your household, right? But then when you got 10 people pulling up, you don't have 10 spoons. So you would have to wait until somebody else finished, and then you can eat out that bowl or eat from that spoon. That was the concept. So people looking at it as, no, we a close-knit family. We would pull up any and everywhere in anybody's household, and the household and doors was always open for the children. So I say this to say this, it depends on what culture you grow up. A dinner table is considered really, really important in American history, right? In American household, having a dinner table. But the dinner table cannot house and hold 15 people or 20 people that's pulling up, that's children, and we all get along. They don't have that. You only have a dinner table for your Pacific family. You may have a household of 4 people, 5 people. So you're gonna have around maybe, let's just say you're gonna have around like 7 spoons, an extra 2 spoons. You're not thinking about actually pulling up having 20 spoons or 20 bowls or 30 bowls. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going shopping, instead of buying 5 boxes of cereal, you buying 50 boxes of cereal, knowing that your niece and nephew's gonna be pulling up. Anybody can pull up and be, any given day, and you will have extra. I just want you to look at that. But you see, we were taught that the dinner table is really, really important, and not have a dinner table in your house. That means that you're not a family. You feel me? This is what's taught to us and told to us through the TV. Back then, it wasn't social media. This was the TV show that we seen, that people having a dinner table. That's really important. You cannot have a dinner table, right? Living in apartments, right? Living in apartments, and you got like 15 people pulling up, like all different type of family members. Everybody's pulling up for Thanksgiving. It was crazy. Like, it'd be like 40, it's like, I'm just exaggerating, it'd be like 40 people. You got 40 spoons? Yes, because now, instead of having paper plates, besides having your regular plates and spoons, you gotta buy plastic plates. You gotta buy plastic cups. You gotta buy plastic, because there's a lot of people that's gonna be coming eating twice. You feel me? Once people start to realize that, there's gonna be a lot of people, and whoever house we pull up to, they buy paper plates. So they got hip to that. But before that, there was only, the bowls and the spoons and forks, the metal ones. You wasn't really thinking that you was gonna have a large gathering of your nieces and nephews that's pulling up your house. It's like 20 people, So these are the things that I'm talking about, that most people probably went through in our culture, in our civilization. Hey, how you doing, Hernandez? You can't hear me. You can't hear me? I know you can hear. Hold on. You can hear me? Can you hear me? Hernandez said, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Fix it. We can't hear you. You can't hear me. You can't hear me? I could. Okay, so basically, just having family is really, really important. Just having family, really, really important. You don't need a table just to define what family is. Just pulling up and being a family, that's family. That's having a table. Feel me? Not a physical table, but we as family are a table together. Because the table represent we eating together, we stay together. You know, that's that concept. No. Once you pull up, once you pull up, right? You pull up and it's not on mute. Cause I can hear myself. You hear me? No, it's not on mute. It's mute. After I finish this, I'll see. You saying, Hernandez saying, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. So you don't hear me? I'm using the microphone. You don't hear me. I know you hear me. Because I can hear myself. So, you know, basically, I know it's really, really important to basically have a table in your house, a physical table, but it be so many people. It be so many people, right? That's in your household that's gonna pull up. You ain't gonna have enough. You're not gonna have enough. You're not gonna have enough spoons and forks for everyone, and that's what we was dealing with. So family was everything, which is really, really important, right? That's the same facial expression he was making when we was getting. So it was really, really important, and we are taught that to have a actually table in our house, right? It's a physical table. A dinner table is really, really important. Yes, if for your family, if you got a family of maybe 5, and I don't know the number of people family, if you got a family of 5, right, which is understandable, right? But when you constantly having family, your close-knit family, cousins, brothers, sisters, you know, from your mother and brother, that sisters, and they pulling up at one particular family house, you're going to have a couple of more spoons and a couple of more forks and a couple of more bowls and a couple of more, you know, plates, because people just come there. It's like big mama house. Feel me? It's like a big mama house. Everybody pull up there. And it could be any given time. It just don't have to be on Sunday. People just was pulling up, man. People was pulling up and then they was eating. And I know and understand that from American point of view, to have a table in your house is really, really important. No, to have a family is really, really important. Not the physical table, right? Because you can sit down. Like we was sitting down, we was eating, we still was a family. We still loved on each other. We still cracked jokes on each other. And we wouldn't let nobody disrespect us or hurt us. We will always be there. So it's not just a table, because the table may be too small for everybody, right? So when they started making the plates and the cups, once the family figured that out, that was off and running. So now you would buy extra food. You would buy extra cups. You would buy spoons and forks, because you know that any given time, family could pull up for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Feel me? So it was always a blessing, man. And what I'm saying is that I thought that having a table in your house was really, really important. I just thought that it was really, really important. No, what was important is that we stick together as a family, and it don't matter whether we have a table or not. Long as we're around each other, I'll sit down on the floor and eat, long as I can see my family. And that's exactly was amazing to me. You know? So I don't get, and it's just having blessings upon blessings. So don't look at it as yo, I need a table in my house. I need a table in my house, you know? So that's all I got to say, man. Your guys have an amazing, amazing Sunday, and y'all be blessed, man, out there. because it's beautiful. You know, thank you so much for tuning in to me. You ain't had to be here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes. You guys have an amazing, amazing Sunday with friends and family. Try to make sure that it's Sunday, you having a Sunday dinner, right? So see if you can sit on the floor amongst your family and have a dinner instead of sit on the table and see how it feels. Switch it up sometime, you know? That's all I'm saying. You know, it's Sunday, have Sunday dinner. You know, bring Big Mama vibes back. You know, pull up to the family, let them know that you love them, basically. You know, I thought having a table was going to be really, really important. So, yeah, Sunday dinner is amazing. Yeah, Hernandez, everybody's on here is being disrespectful, but I'm all good. I'm not even tuning into that. Yeah, but I really appreciate it that you're tuning in to me. So, see, for Sunday, gather up your family members, right? And you'll just sit down. You know, if you're not doing that already, just sit down, have a meal, you know, laugh and talk to each other. Yeah, you're right. I am not being disrespectful. I'm being real. You're right. No, not you. Other people on here is being disrespectful, talking about teeth and face. You know what it is? Because these individuals are very young and they think life is a joke. This is why they're doing this. But I appreciate it, Hernandez, right? And that you tuned into me. And, you know, that we can share the information. We went through the same thing, and this one made us strong and very positive. You know, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Peace, y'all. Peace, 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 peace.